Welcome to Tech Bites and News, your personal generative AI podcast. Today, we're diving into the surprisingly complex question: why are so many skyscrapers glass boxes? It's not just about modernist architects.
Oh, I'm intrigued. I always assumed it was some kind of architectural conspiracy, like a secret society of glass-obsessed designers.
Haha, maybe. But it turns out it's much more capitalist. The article points out that early 20th century skyscrapers were all about ornate brick and stone. Think Chrysler Building. Gorgeous stuff. But then, the shift.
So what changed? Did the price of bricks skyrocket? Did they run out of ornate gargoyles?
Nope and nope. It's all about the almighty dollar, my friend. The real estate developers stepped in. Big time. They realized glass curtain walls were cheaper to build, lighter, faster construction, more rentable space. More profit.
I see. So it wasn't about aesthetics. It was about maximizing profit? That's a bit underwhelming, isn't it? I mean, what about the architects? Didn't they have any say?
They did, but their say was limited by the developer's bottom line. Architects could suggest designs, but if it meant using twice as much expensive marble, well, the developer wasn't biting. It was a constant negotiation. A dance between art and economics.
A dance where the developers always seem to lead. So the rise of air conditioning and cheaper aluminum and glass just made the glass box even more appealing financially?
Exactly. It was a perfect storm. Cheaper materials, faster construction, more space to rent. It all pointed towards the glass box. Even famous architects, like Philip Johnson, designing Pennzoil Place, had their designs tweaked and changed by the developers to make the building more profitable.
Wow. So the modernist conspiracy theory is a bit of an oversimplification? It seems more like a capitalist efficiency drive.
It's a nuanced story. Modernist architects certainly played a role, but they were dancing to a tune played by the developers. The article even mentions how architects like Emery Roth and Sons thrived, not because of their amazing designs, but because they were masters at building cheap, profitable skyscrapers. Rothscrapers, they were called.
Rothscrapers. I like that. So what about the argument that the glass box is a market failure? Because, let's face it, some of these buildings are, less than inspiring.
That's a good point. The article suggests there's a market inefficiency because the people who pay for the buildings, tenants, don't have the same say in the exterior design as the developers. But the article also points out that we do have mechanisms in place. Design review boards, community input. But it doesn't seem to have made much difference.
So it's not a failure of the market, but a failure of the mechanisms meant to correct market failures. It's a bit of a bureaucratic catch-22, isn't it?
Precisely. And that's why the glass box, in all its simple, sometimes uninspired glory, still dominates our skylines. It's a story of economics, of compromises, and of how easily even the most aesthetically minded architects can be swayed by the bottom line.
A fascinating story indeed. Thanks for breaking it down for us.
You're welcome. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to Tech Bites and News. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye-bye.